Well, most of you have been asking me what's the latest about the Rasmus Hojlund transfer to Manchester United, and here I come in peace to bring you what it is like here onto the United Matters channel. I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So on this Rasmus Hojlund story, we are having Samuel Lucas, United correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. We are having Chris Wilder, he's a football writer for the Daily Mail, Tier 1 journalist only. Simon Stone is another one, United longest serving, I think, correspondent for 30 plus years at BBC, corresponding for Man United and Man City. He has something to say about Rasmus Hojlund. And the number one transfer guru himself, that is Fabrizio Romano, also has something to say about Rasmus Hojlund. So smash the like button close to 300 times and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Now, Diego Dale has gone ahead and obviously talked about his contract extension because most of you are asking yourselves, how could he extend his contract? Yet, Aaron Wan-Bissaka had obviously went ahead to go ahead of him in the picking order of the right back of Man United. He has a huge answer for you. And lastly, David De Gea, a free agent, is rumored to be going to Bayern Munich. So that is it coming in from today, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as this is concerned. So the viewers of this channel, I cover you in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Juma Karim, hope you've gone ahead and really said those prayers and you're back home in peace. Now we start off with Samuel Lucas confirming to us that Manchester United are confident of signing Rasmus Hojlund in time for their first Premier League game, for their first Premier League season game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. That is at Old Trafford. That's going to be played on Monday. It's going to be a 12th in there for you. So the confidence at United is increasing, and there is something else that's going to obviously increase the confidence. That Manchester United are confident in Erik ten Hag's ability to improve Rasmus Hojlund and learn from the Premier League, with the player only scoring 9 goals last campaign. Now, I like this story because Erik ten Hag has been a manager that we lacked for so long. I think the last manager we had that could improve players was Louis van Gaal. That is it. Improve the likes of Anton Martial, the likes of Derek Blind, the likes of Marcus Rashford, and very many others. That is Louis van Gaal. But when you look at this head of player, Rasmus Hojlund, he's one of those players that Erik ten Hag wants and is going to improve. So you don't really have any reason to worry on the improvement that Erik ten Hag is going to instill on this player. If at all is going to hate to make Marcus Rashford, who is not a natural number 9, score 30 goals a season, then what is he going to make Rasmus Hojlund, a natural number 9, turn into? Can you get me the answers? Hope you really know exactly where my consciousness is really pointing, and all signals are indicating that Ten Hag is obsessed to get in this player because he knows that he's just 20 years of age, good resale value, and he can be the next center forward of Man United for a very long time. Remember, at Man United, we've had a history of having long-serving number 9s, you know, and they called Wright York, Teddy Sheringham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Wayne Rooney. I'm not going to count Van Nistelrooy because he was there for just 5 years and left for Real Madrid. But most of the center forwards we're going to hate to sign young, like at the age of 20, have come in through and obviously been at United for a long time. So those that we're going to hate to sign when they're really in their mid-20s, they don't last here for so long. But those we sign when they're into their early 20s or in their teenagers, they find themselves in a situation of obviously lasting long at the club of Manchester United. So I see Rasmus Hojlund in that caliber of Wayne Rooney, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, such players are what I'm really talking about. But Erik ten Hag wanting Rasmus Hojlund, he's not going to settle down until he gets in the player. Now, this story is coming in from Simon Stone, a United correspondent for the BBC, and is going to let us know that Erik ten Hag is desperate to conclude the deal for Rasmus Hojlund, meaning that he has seen all the effects that United is going to hate to suffer and face in the preseason. And after facing all that, they found themselves in a situation of doing the needful to see to it that they really get him the player. As it stands, Ten Hag wants a centre forward at Manchester United. That's why Samuel Lucas told you at the start of this story that United is confident to land the deal of Rasmus Hojlund. But for Erik ten Hag, he wants it done as soon as yesterday. That's what he wants. So every time they delay not delivering this boy to him, he feels like it's turning into desperation, and he wants the player because he has gone ahead to plow his part. He has convinced the player to come in and join Manchester United. He has signed him to his same agency, that's the Sage agency, where he's also signed and managed. And he's calling in for that player to come to Manchester United. He believes that he's going to be the next big thing. I tell you, if Rasmus Hojlund comes at Man United, he's going to be better than Haaland because his football tricks and talent are really massively better than those of Haaland, and he's really better. Though both left-footed, almost of the same height, but Rasmus Hojlund is a better bowler than Haaland. Now, Fabrizio Romano, after all that has been said, he has dropped a tweet about Rasmus Hojlund this evening. He has also gone ahead to retweet it, meaning that loads of things are really advancing down in Atalanta, that is Italy, and this is what he had to tell us. Manchester United are negotiating with Atalanta for Rasmus Hojlund today, and direct talks will continue between clubs. Manchester United feel they have a match point now to attack the deal and then reach a total agreement. Hojlund has been clear he wants to join Manchester United. Amidst all threats coming in from PSG, Rasmus Hojlund wants to join Manchester United, and PSG couldn't really level up the bid that United put in. Remember, United put in a bid of 60 million euros, 50 million euros up front and 10 million euros of add-ons. So as it stands, United are really doing those negotiations, and as I told you, Alfredo Pedero, he came out and told us that this deal is anticipated to be over by the weekend. That's the plan of Man United. They want this deal done by the weekend. So we wait and see whether the deal is going to be done by the weekend and Rasmus Hojlund will be really flown to Manchester United to undergo his medical and obviously be named as a United player. So let's wait and see how that pans out, and let's go to another story of Diego Dalot, a player who went ahead to put pen to paper on his contract after losing his starting position as the right back of Man United to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Everyone was worried, but he has said the following about the signature he put on his contract. He said, "The club thinks I can be part of the project. The manager has played an important role since he arrived here to help me develop even more. I had no doubts about the fact that I was going to stay at this club." So he's one of those players that we love, but Bissaka's gonna obviously play a more defensive role than him, and he's, to me, the best defender when it comes to 1v1s. So Dalot knows that he now has to fight for his place. He needs to deserve to be in the team of Manchester United, and he knows it that when Ten Hag came in through, he played him for the entirety of the first half of last season before he went to the World Cup, and he fell into the pecking order after he got an injury. He returned, he also got an injury, and Ten Hag obviously rested him. In the due course of resting him, that's where Aaron Wan-Bissaka got himself a chance and snatched his position and is now the first choice right back of Manchester United. But I anticipate if Dalot happens to get back to the form he was at the beginning of last season, he's really going to retain his position. And the good thing is that this time around we are having very many games to play: Champions League football, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and we know the best is yet to come for the Portuguese player, that is Diego Dalot, onto this beautiful channel of ours and the club of Manchester United in general. So after that, he went ahead and really said the following. He added this and said, to be up there and fight for the Premier League, that's what we want to aim for. There are lots of teams to compete with, but that's what we have to look at, not as motivation, but as a responsibility to this club. So, I reflect this back to what he said, that they want to be the first team ever since Alex Ferguson left to get United back to the glory days. And when I look at this statement, I really see all what Diego Dalot is trying to mean. He wants United to be the big team, and the responsibility to fulfill the responsibility of the club is in their hands. And it's all about being up there in the Premier League and winning it. And we all know what it means to win the Premier League, because if we raised how many points last season? We raised 75 points. That means we are just 15 points away from being into that ilk of competing for the Premier League trophy. And I think if all these players are given to the manager known as Erik ten Hag, Hojlund, Amrabat, and Disasi, plus Mount and Onana, I think those 5 signings will elevate us and obviously take us to the level of competing with the likes of Arsenal, Man City, and very many others that people think are really going to win this trophy of the Prem. So that is it coming in from Diego Dalot. I was going to hate to put out a very huge statement as far as all that is really concerned. Now, the last story that closes this episode is all about David De Gea. A story coming in from Ekrem Konoa that Bayern Munich are moving forward to sign Spanish free agent goalkeeper David De Gea. Why is Bayern Munich trying to sign David De Gea? Obviously, they had Jan Sommer, but Jan Sommer is going to go and sign for Inter Milan. So, Manuel Neuer has not yet really totally healed, and they believe they cannot spend a lot of money by signing another goalkeeper. But if at all you sign David De Gea on a free, you get him a contract of like 1 year or 2 years, and you offer him a salary of like £200,000 a week, then he will stay at Bayern Munich and obviously be one of those players to obviously blossom and keep that wound plastered until Manuel Neuer really comes in through, because his healing process has gone ahead to obviously slow down. They anticipated that by the preseason he would be with Bayern Munich, but he's not with them, and David De Gea is one of those that Bayern Munich is really eyeing at to obviously make the new goalkeeper. And David De Gea has shown us that it's not all about money. He still believes that he has some good years, still playing at the top elite level of the European football, because teams in Saudi Arabia came in for him and they're offering him ridiculous money. He said no to them. That is David De Gea, and it looks like he still wants to play in the Premier League. That is David De Gea for you, and obviously we're waiting to see whether this deal is going to be sanctioned or not. So your thoughts on to Ten Hag desperate to sign Rasmus Hojlund are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about David De Gea going to Bayern Munich? Obviously a shocking move, because Manuel Neuer and Jan Sommer are really good ball-playing goalkeepers, but David De Gea is a better shot stopper than them. What do you make about that? And lastly, tell me what you think about Diego Dalot, talking about the contract extension and his ambitions for the club of Manchester United and what the club of Man United expects from the Portuguese international. So guys, it's a Friday. Some of you might be going out, but take care. Don't do what you wouldn't like others to do to you. And I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Ciao, ciao. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak, Laufiko, and Juma Karim.